Okay, talking about my tips and tricks that I have come across in all my research about diabetes. And like I said before, everybody's got a test because everybody is different. But I've been seeing some doctors talking about how if you go low on the glycemic index, you should look up and find a chart and maybe print it off so you've got it right there on your fridge or something, so it's right there handy for you. Most times people are saying, and the hospital told me, that you have to stay away from certain vegetables and certain fruit. Actually, they told me I couldn't even really have any fruit. And then breads are another no-no. Pasta, another no-no. So I basically followed that. But then in my research, I came across doctors talking about that there are certain things that you can do, and it may be enough that you can have some once in a while or more. It's going to depend on your body and your system. But as far as bread, yeah, there's certain breads that you can make that don't have sugar in them, that they're made with just like 2 or 3 ingredients, and I might try and see if I can find some of those recipes and share them here. But another thing is, take your bread and put it in your freezer. Let it freeze. And then you can... Okay, sorry about that. I had to get a drink. But you put your bread in your freezer, and then you can go ahead and pull out some and toast it. By the freezing and then the toasting, that helps to convert it. And I can't remember what the word is, but it makes it change so that it doesn't seem to spike your sugar levels anymore, or it shouldn't. Like I said, test it and see. Another thing with pasta, cook your pasta up ahead, like the day before, and put it in the refrigerator, and then before you have it, you'll have to warm it back up. But by it being in the refrigerator at least 12 hours, I believe it is, that it converts, and then your body's not going to spike like it would otherwise, unless you test it and it's wrong for you. Another thing, I've been so hungry for some pasta salad, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to have it because they said no pasta. Put the pasta, cook it, put it in the refrigerator, and then later you can have your cold pasta salad, and it's converted, so it should be okay. Let's see, potatoes. Potatoes is another thing. You cook them up ahead, and I've seen where it said, like, let them get cold, in which case I then add some mayonnaise and some of my sugar-free pickle juice and stuff and turn them into a homemade potato salad that I can have, and it doesn't bother. Now, some said let them get cold. One person said let them cool down for 15 minutes. I don't know if that's long enough. And some other things have said, like, you let them cool down or get cold, and then you reheat them, and they will convert back. So you might not be able to have potatoes unless you just have them cold. I know cold potatoes are not wonderful, but it's, if you do them up like in a homemade au gratin potato or something like that, you might be able to eat them chilled, or just let them come to room temp a little bit. Don't get food poisoning or anything. But my big thing is I go ahead and I have Josh do the potatoes up, and when they're cold, and I let them cool down quite a while usually, then make them into homemade potato salad. Pasta, you can make your homemade pasta salad by putting it in the fridge for a good 12 hours or so, which is why I said go ahead and do it the day before. And then your family can have, if they want to have some pasta with some spaghetti sauce on or something, they can warm some up and they can have theirs the way they want, but you've got your pasta salad that you can have, and hopefully it won't spike you. Now, with pasta salad, I like to take frozen green beans, and when the macaroni is still hot, I put them in, and that'll heat them through, but they're still, fairly cool or barely warm. And I know peas was another thing they told me that I shouldn't have. But I've seen on some lists that it says that peas are okay. Now, you might not want to have them all the time, but like in a pasta salad, you do that. It actually adds extra protein, and it might be okay. It's all about checking your system to see what works for you. Rice is another one. You cook it like the day before, and you go ahead and you put it in the fridge, and then you can heat it up before you have it. Or I think there's some rice salads or something. You might be able to do that and just have it cold. I don't know. You have to check into that and see. But see, there's little tricks that you can do. As far as the fruit, if you put like some peanut butter on an apple, that'll help so that you can have apples at least. And berries. Berries are really good. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, all kinds of berries like that. And I heard about kiwi. So there are things that you can eat that maybe they told you you can't, and maybe you can't. Maybe your system won't handle it, but you won't know if you don't try. And these are some tips and tricks that you can use so that maybe you can at least have them once in a while. Moderation is another key. But if you're lucky and these things make it where your body doesn't spike from it, then you can eat it on a fairly regular basis like you used to, and you won't feel so deprived. Okay? So everybody, take care. Try some of these tips and tricks, and always test yourself to see, and start off small, and go from there. Y'all take care. Bye.